The NFL and college football season is in full swing, and BetOnline has you covered with the best odds, biggest promotions, and live in-game betting on all your favorite teams, including the NBA and the NHL. Head to BetOnline today to stay updated on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Lowe's knows how to help you get the most out of your store run. That's why members save more with MyLowe's Rewards. Earn points towards MyLowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts. Plus, unlock free standard shipping when you reach Silver Key status. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
This episode of On Display is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. Every time I use Booking.com to find a place to stay in the U.S., I know they'll have exactly what I'm looking for. They have a huge variety of options from hotels to vacation rentals, and I'm always able to find something that fits my specific needs. I've found that Booking.com has something for everyone. Find exactly what you're looking for on Booking.com. Booking.yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of On Display. I missed you all so much. I wasn't around last week, and I really miss talking to all my listeners because I love you guys. And I have met people, by the way, in Wyoming. Like, I feel like I was on another part of the earth because it was so gorgeous out there, that were walking up to me and they're like, "We love listening to your podcast." And it made me so happy. So just had to jump in there and say, "What's up, Wyoming? Hey, guys." But besides for that, before we get into the Jersey girl that I have with me today, first off, I need to give a huge congratulations to the Fudas on having their second baby boy. And I am so excited for them. Beautiful little Lorenzo is here. And I love his middle name, Antonio. By the way, everyone always mistakes Antonia's name and calls her Antonio. And I'm like, no, it's Antonia. But anyway, I am like so excited and over the moon for them. He looks so much like his big sis from the pictures that I see. And I'm just so happy for them that they finally have their little baby boy here. I know John Fuda was so excited to have his little Lorenzo. So congrats to them and their beautiful family. That is just so special and so exciting. I know Rachel's not going to get a lot of sleep for the next couple months, but you know, that's how it goes. And my second congratulations to little Frankie Jr. He got engaged over the weekend and there's just photos everywhere. And I feel like I've known Frankie since he was the most handsome little 6-year-old I've ever seen in my life. And I cannot believe he's engaged. So congrats to little Frankie. And I cannot wait to see what type of mother-in-law Dolores Catania is going to be. Like, what do you guys think? Let me know because I'm so curious. But jumping right into my Jersey girl we got in the house today. She's a businesswoman. She's an incredible mom and momager. She's the one who shoots it straight and sometimes uses her fist on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I have the one and only Danielle Cabral with me today.
Only took her 3 years to get me here, but here we are. Thanks for the invite, finally.
You're welcome. And I thought I've had you before. And I always say like, oh yeah, Danielle's been on the show, but like, I cannot believe that you haven't.
And I would sit and I would watch your podcast and support you. And she's like, who hasn't been on the show? Oh, Danielle's been here. And I'm on my computer like, no, I haven't. You haven't asked me to come on the podcast. So here we are.
Well, thank you for supporting and listening. I appreciate that. I like that when you guys like listen in and you want to hear if we're saying anything about you, right? You want to hear like the scoop.
I listen to when you don't have any of girls on. I listen all the time.
Oh, good. I love that. Yeah. Thank you. One thing I will say about Danielle, guys, in case, you know, people don't know this about her, you are extremely supportive when it comes to supporting the other girls and like, especially me as well with like our businesses. And if there's something good that you see goes on business wise, and family wise too, you're very quick to text or call and say congratulations. And I love that about you. You're like, you know, you're a girl's girl in the way that you like root for people to do well, because you also have like aspirations and passions in your life. And I feel like you get excited and happy genuinely when you see it for other people.
Yes. There's a lane for everybody in this business. And I think when we're pitted up against each other already from the get-go, it's nice to just say, do good. I want to see you do good. Plus, I want to learn from you. You know, like, I want to know how you do that. Tell me how you do that, because I'm going to do it my way. But I like to learn, and I want everybody to succeed, you know, down to like how your houses look.
Right.
Like I remember coming to your house and seeing your coffee machine. Like, I want these things, you know. So why am I going to pretend to be not happy for you?
I love how much you love the coffee machine. I think you had like a whole 10-minute episode over my built-in coffee machine, which I thought was so. I want you to get that coffee machine one day. Do you hear
I'm
me?
going to
I
get
want
it.
you to get that.
Well,
Yes.
okay. What was when you like first got on the show and you started getting like success and money? Although you had money already, so wait, that's a rewind. Your own like success money. What was the one thing you bought?
So I will say, like, yes, we lived well before Housewives, but it wasn't necessarily the money that I was putting in the bank, right? So
Right.
I married Joe as a college. I literally graduated college and married Joe all in the same year. So I never made my own money outside of like, my jobs that I made, like, little jobs to go through college and tanning salons. And I worked as like a secretary. So when I really started making my own big money, honestly, I wanted to save a lot of it. Like I kept like, I wanted to watch the money pile up. Like
You still do though. You told me that you still like doing that, right?
I do. I like to save my money, but I spend. I'm a spender now. Forget it. Like it's kind of like we're at a point now where it's like sometimes I pay the mortgage, sometimes he pays the mortgage, sometimes I pay and it's like we have one account. But it's like, that's where it gets a little complicated. But my first big purchase, what was it? It was probably, knowing me, it was probably a bag. Like I'm a bag girl. I love a nice bag. I always have a nice bag. So if I'm going to spend, it's usually on a bag, because Joe will buy me my jewelry. I love jewelry, but that's a Joe gift. Like I like when someone buys. And I grew up like that. Like my dad always bought my mother a piece of jewelry. Like I feel like it needs to come from somebody or it's not as good. So a bag, I would say. What did you buy? You're making your own money now. Did you buy
I bought a bag
anything?
too. I actually bought. So Nate and I always wanted the matching Louis Vuitton backpacks. So I bought one for Nate for his 40th, and then I bought one for myself. So we walked to the airport, so cool, with the Louis Vuitton backpacks.
Yeah. I actually love that. That's a good idea. See, that's nice. I like that. And you feel good. Like you're like, I worked for this. Like I bought this.
Yes.
Like I know.
Yeah.
And I know you're not like you're not big on like everyone loves labels, but I don't think that's like the most important thing to you all the time either, right? Is like labels and I don't know.
It's not the most important. I'd rather spend all of my money on booking like a VIP Disney trip where like I get whisked away and don't have to wait on lines. I would literally spend 20 grand on that over like a designer bag. Like that stuff makes me happy.
Right. Well, that's a fact. I mean, that's so worth it. Speaking of Disney, talk to me about your daughter for a second. How is she, little Valentina? She's like a little superstar. How are your kids? What's going on over there?
They're great. They're Dom's got a girlfriend. I just witnessed him hand deliver flowers and her favorite cake. It was the most beautiful moment. Thank God the other mother filmed it. He threatened me, but he was beaming, and I was so happy to witness that first encounter for both of them. And she was standing at the door like Darla. Remember Darla from Little Rascals? She was like,
yes. Oh my!
I'm gonna text you the video. It was so beautiful. It was beautiful.
How old is he?
He's 10.
Oh my God, that is so cute. See, that's a moment. You'll never forget that moment ever, ever, ever. That's so cute.
No, I have a book that I wrote for both kids since they're born, and I write all the monumental things, and I'm going to give it to them on their wedding day. And I took a piece of like the box from the cake and a flower and put it in the book for him, because that was a moment. Like they're both of their firsts in a way.
I love that. I love that. And how's little Valentina?
Well, She's, you know, exactly what you would think. I put them in the bathroom the other night and I said, you can curse as long as you're in the bathroom and just whatever. And I put the camera up. And my son was like, oh my God, shit. Valentina was like this. And I'm like, me and Nate are like, okay. So that's Valentina auditioning, movies.
I know. Didn't she get like a commercial of some sort, like or something going on that way? Tell me.
Yes.
Are you
She
allowed
filmed
to
a
tell me?
commercial in, yeah, it came out already. She filmed a
Okay.
commercial in Ohio. I had to miss it. I had a gig and I couldn't go. I was distraught. But Nate took her. She
Oh, that's
auditioned 2-3 times a week. Major motion pictures that we have to like sign NDAs for because they're like big time. It's like, imagine like you and I growing up as little girls had a stage mom, like us now, but like showing us as young girls the ropes. Me and you, we'd be Academy Award winning actresses by now. You know what I mean?
for real. Yes. My mother would never drive me to New York City and go to a go-see and like
Never.
wait online for hours. And I was like, I just want to do it. I want to be on stage. I want to sing. I want to dance. I want to. And she would never. She's like, oh, stop. Go watch cartoons with your strawberry shortcake tray. Like
Yep.
literally.
That was my
Never
mom.
happened.
But now
Yeah.
it's not, you don't have to go into the city. Now you film everything. So we filmed the video. I cut and edit the audition. I sent it to her agent and they upload it like that.
Well, that's amazing. Like that is, oh my God, you could do that all day long and not have to leave your house. You don't
I
spend on
do.
travel and gas, and then there's no one to pick your son up from school. And like, this is
Yep.
like a whole different world. That's insane. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, it's great. It's so, and she likes it, but she's super cool. She's like, Ma, she's so talented. But she's like, all right, I got to do it. Just put the camera up, go. And she just
See,
gets it. She
see,
gets it.
that's how it's got to be. Just natural. There's no stress. She's like, come on, hurry up. Let's like make this happen and keep it moving.
Yeah.
That's like, she's born with it. And I do say that to you. I've said this to you before. I'm like, this is your meal ticket, honey. Don't bet on the Real Housewives of New Jersey for life. Like, this is your meal ticket right here.
Oh, yeah. We say that all the time. All the time. That's my meal ticket. She's going to do, and she has no, like, when I was her age, I was like, oh my God, I'm an extra. She's like, I'm not doing that. I don't have a speaking part. I'm not doing it. I'm like, okay. Yeah, she's
really.
Yeah, she's a tough cookie when it comes
She's
to that.
bougie.
But she's totally bougie. She's totally bougie.
And she's enjoying it all, right? Like that's what she wants to do. Like that's it. Like that's it.
No, that's definitely not it. She's got a million other things she wants to do, but that one's gonna, you know, pay the bills, baby. So we're gonna go with that.
And she's so cute. I've always said that, like, since I met her. I'm just like, she just has that personality. So good for her. I'm going to keep watching and cheering her on because I feel like I'm going to say I knew her one day, you know, be asking you for some tickets to come see something, you know?
Yes.
So
can you imagine?
How's Nate? How's Nate doing? Your hubby, Nate? How's he doing?
Great. He's all over the place with Flash. His business is doing awesome. He's everywhere. So he's awesome, doing great.
Good. Is he like over all the Real Housewives of New Jersey drama? I mean, listen, we've had a minute to kind of like sit back and breathe, and just everyone's kind of like doing their own thing right now, working hard at whatever they're working hard at and hustling or whatever. But do you guys feel like the both of you are kind of like over that, like, you know, dirty feeling that we were getting just because of all of the back stuff that was going on and all of that like talk that was going on? How do you guys feel right now as far as the show goes?
Well, I feel great. I feel like God delivered multiple ways, you know?
Yeah.
Going through all that, going through the dirty and being like silenced in a way where like in your core, you're like, that's not the truth. What is happening? What is happening? And you're like, dear God, just please let the world see the real. And then when it does come out and they see it, you feel good. You feel like, oh, like you could breathe, you know? And I think not filming made us focus on what we were really focusing on before the cameras went up. So, you know, over it, you're never really over it because it doesn't ever really stop. But
right,
the the feeling of like, oh, and then getting the mic and you're like, oh, here we go. You know, like,
you're like,
that.
Here it comes. You got to put your game face on. Here it comes.
Yeah. That and what sucks is, I mean, I don't know any other way. When I started with Rachel, I've always had that feeling of like, ugh. And I've heard other housewives talk about it, and it's similar, but it's not to the extent that we experienced. You know,
No.
like, I mean, whew, yeah. So,
our show was dirty. How do you say it? That's what our show was.
dirty, dirty.
Yeah, like that.
Dirty.
Like that. Because obviously there was a lot going on, but I totally hear you. Lipo used to be such a bad word, but we're also supposed to act like we love every part of our bodies. It's BS. Whether it's cold weather that's prevented you from working out or the extra weight gain you can't cut after having a kid, getting your body back is so hard, and I get it. That's why you guys should check out Sono Bello. Our friends at Sono Bello are now offering you their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. Micro laser fat removal is a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that. But if you want to lose the stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/Melissa. That's Sono, BELLO.com/Melissa. On Display with Melissa Gorga is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians, these are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a really long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you can save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations. What did I say to you from day one about, the other girls, or like, how I know you're very happy that people are getting exposed for who they really are and the whole Jersey Mikes of it all and everything. It's like from day one, I said, this is a nasty, not a good human. I've said it since day one.
Everybody,
and
Melissa, everybody did. Everybody did. And what's sick is I was really genuinely friends. I
know. I could never understand it either. I was like, what is happening?
Nobody could. My best friends, my mother, everybody in my life was like, girl, you okay? Are they giving you something? I'm like, shh, I like them. I like them.
I know.
And I was better friends. I was better friends to each of them individually than they are to each other.
I agree with that. Yeah. And that we'll just see as time goes on. It'll just fizzle. Like that's a whole nother subject.
Well, should we in the bushes? Should we turn? Take a picture. I'm here. I'm just gonna cut your tree. Just take the picture with me so I can post it.
I know. It's so annoying and so obvious. And it's just all about take the camera out. It's just whatever. And I couldn't be happier, honestly, that everything got exposed, even with what got exposed online. That was my own personal, Danielle, you know how long. I remember you calling me even in the beginning when things were weird, not just you, Rachel, whoever, the shit that was going on online would take the souls from us, because it was 24 hours a day. And we'd be like, where are they getting this from? And why is it such a strong, are these people working for someone? Because it was they cared way too much. It
was mean.
There's still a few out there that care way too much. There's still a few out there that are just come on, you care way too much. It's just, it is what it is.
I'm glad all that happened, because I didn't get a taste of that my first year. But then the meanness of everything, it's you experience this probably with your daughter. I haven't gotten there yet with V, but like the meanness of girls happens at 16, 17 when they got shit going on inside of them. But to have it happen when you're in your late 30s and 40s and you're like, well, it builds you up to be a different human. And I honestly, now knowing who these people are doing it and seeing actually what they like their lives are like, they ain't normal. Me and you go out and it's like, I love you. I fucking love you. That's normal people.
Right.
That
happy friends. Like, we're not sitting there commenting all day on like ridiculous things on social. That's when you start to realize, like, you even sit back and you say to yourself, like, I used to stress over that like thing they said, like that used to and you like laugh at yourself for a minute. You're like, can't believe I even thought about that for 2 seconds, because it's such a joke. And it's like, we still have, there's people that like, they talk about us, Danielle, still the show hasn't been on in a minute and we're not filming right now, nothing. And it's like, it just still, I guess, I think that's a good thing. Like they always say, like, you're nobody until you have haters. So, I'm doing great.
Yes.
We're all doing great.
You can say all that, but it's the same thing along the lines of like, oh, and it rains on your wedding day. It's good luck. You just say that so the bride doesn't have a nervous breakdown. But
That's
realistically, who the hell wants to hear somebody talking about how I'm poor, I'm this, I'm ugly, I'm like, that ain't fucking normal to be sitting there reading that. That's why you have to like really separate yourself. Because I don't know how it was for you in the beginning, but for me, not anymore. But when it was going on, it started affecting how I was as a mom and a wife, because I felt less than. And I was like, wait, what is happening right now? It
crazy.
Hurts. It does. But then you see who it is.
You're like, did I really give a shit? Like, look at my life. And I always try to remind the new girls that too. I'm just like, take it with a grain of salt. You never know where it's coming from. They would do anything to switch places. And you have to like kind of give them some couth because of that. But yeah, that's always the non-fun part of being on Housewives and being on just reality TV in general, which, speaking of which, I don't think, and this is one of the things I wanted to ask you, I don't think the Real Housewives of New Jersey is ever, because I know you've always wanted to do TV work, right? You've always wanted to you've put yourself out there. You've done other shows before.
I did True Life. I did a house show. I did a Food Network show. I was on TV forever.
Right. So the Housewives of New Jersey is not where you really envisioned yourself landing, I don't think, right? Or am I wrong about that?
Would you ever envision that? Honestly, when you found out I was coming on the show, were you like, what the fuck are they thinking? Be honest.
Like, I did think you were going to be a little bit of a fish out of water, just because I know your vibe. And I was like, I don't think this is what she wants to do, and not knowing you that well. But then, to be honest, as I got to know you a little more, I'm like, I kind of like someone who's not exactly the same, or like has like, I kind of enjoyed a different take on things. And you don't really have that different of a take. I feel like you and I actually, we do think alike a lot of the time as well. But I just knew that wasn't what you weren't trying to be, like a housewife. That's just, I just don't think you were.
No.
Am I right about that? I'm right about that.
Yeah, you're so right. I was supposed to do another show with casting at ITV. It was actually with Michelle Batu. Then COVID happened. And she's like, get in touch with me. I have a show that I want you to talk to you about. I'm like, what the fuck? A game show? I'm not doing another game show. And she talked to his housewives. I said, I'm sorry. What are you saying? Me? She's like, yes, they want something different. And then I was like, all right, whatever. You go down this road of auditioning for things so many times. And then it happened weeks and weeks and months and months. Then they come to the house to do a walkthrough, which I didn't know was like a really cool thing. So when they came to my house, I had a whole setup. I actually put I think it was our 3 executives that came. I put their initials. I had their initials on the napkins. I had my fine china. I had a florist come and decorate. And
no,
then
you did not.
No, I gave them a mozzarella bowl as a favor. Nobody ate a thing. But
no, they were like, what is happening here? That probably got you on the show, honestly, because they were like, This
I
is
don't
so
know.
funny. Like she's giving us mozzarella before we leave as like a party favor. We just need to do a walkthrough and just like
Yeah.
see how this house is set up.
Well, don't forget, I knew some of them already from being in the industry and like creating all these ideas and shows and concepts. I knew these names. So like I was really excited to have them come in my house. Not even housewives related. I was just like, yo, this is cool. Like I've been trying to pitch to you for years and you're in my home. It was a very cool moment for me. And
Yeah,
I
you
filmed,
felt accomplished at the moment. Like,
yeah,
aha, they're here. I got you.
it was cool. It was cool. I filmed myself during that whole process too. So maybe one day, you know how they used to have like the E True Hollywood stories, all that
Yes.
stuff.
I
I
can't.
filmed myself. I have behind the scenes footage of that whole process. It's riveting.
I
It's riveting.
cannot. I'm sure it is. And I wish they would bring back the True Hollywood stories because those were my absolute favorite things to watch. I can't believe they haven't brought them back yet.
I know.
I loved those. And actually, I saw something last night. I just happened to like have Channel 5 on last night. And it was like a show that came up that I guess he does this. He interviews like big celebs about their life. And Bethany Frankel came on last night and she was giving her whole story of how she started and how she ended. And it was so interesting. I'm like,
Mhm.
why don't they do this anymore? Like
Yeah.
it's awesome. Time going off on a hinge here, but I loved that. Okay. So then you get on Housewives. Like, honestly, has your life changed from getting on Housewives? Like what is different for you right now?
Um, People getting the doors that never opens for me open. So I went to a really wonderful summit and expo with some of like the top creators in our industry for like television shows. And
Right.
they like these top name execs were like coming up to me and I'm like, holy shit, you're the executive of Amazon Studios. And they're like, yeah, who's coming back? I'm like, huh, what?
That's all they
You know,
care about.
what
That's
do I care
all
about?
they
But
care about.
it one goes to show how our show transcends across so many different people and they love it. And two, that was cool for me. Like people coming up to me and saying hi, like big successful names that I admire their careers were giving me their emails and giving me their numbers. And for me, that's the best. Yes, I go
Right.
out, I get recognized and fans come up and it's so cool. Social media work has, been a whole other stream of revenue for me, which is phenomenal. But it's just getting in those doors that I was trying to freaking barricade down for so many years that now it's like, oh, Danielle Cabral from the Housewives? What the hell does she want? But I get the responses. And that's what is the best for me.
You have a title now. You have a title now. It kind of helps. How annoying is
Yeah,
it though? Everywhere we go, everywhere. And I know this happens. Who's coming back? Is it
yeah,
true? Are the
yeah,
rumors true? Are you back? When is the show coming back? When's the show coming back? I'm like, people just want the Real Housewives of New Jersey back. Like, I don't know
yeah,
how else to tell Bravo or anybody. Like, all day, every day. That's all they
yeah.
ask me. And then I'm sure you're seeing all these like articles coming out and the rumors coming out. And don't you think it's so funny though that anytime anything ever spills, right? Or like any gossip that comes out about our show or whatever it is never it's never anybody who likes me. So I just think it's still happen. It's always very obvious that it's like no
Here's
one
the
from
thing:
my camp.
the people that like you, Melissa, have a fucking life outside of Housewives. Have beautiful
It's
families, and they like you, and they're like, I like Melissa so much, and I'm not going to get on here and talk bullshit. The people that don't like you center their whole lives around talking about everything that all of us are doing and make a career out of it. Imagine that.
I
Imagine your career
I'm
is talking shit about other women. Imagine that.
no, I feel bad for those people. And you hit the nail right on the head. And we've probably talked about this before, but my fans are different. They're
Mhm.
not going to tell the other side they hate them all day long. They just don't do it. They don't do it. They just stay quiet. But when they see me, they're great to me and they're great to all of us and whatever it is. But like,
Oh,
it's rough
wait,
out in the streets. Like
hold on. I told you about my dickhead folder, right? Did you start
No.
the dickhead folder yourself?
No, wait, I forget. Tell me the dick. What's that?
I have on my phone, it's a dickhead folder, and there's multiple people. Some people actually have their own folder with their names in it. Okay. And I keep in there screenshots of things that I see with people that may be around in my circle. And then when they come up to me and they're like, I love you, I'm like, wait, hold on, is this you, dickhead? And I show them the text that they wrote online about me. I'm not kidding. I have a whole folder.
Wait, you've met some of the dickheads?
Yeah. Can you see it? Dickheads?
Oh, wow.
Dickhead. Wait, guess who's got one under the name Evil? She's got her whole fucking folder.
Let me tell you, I can add to your dickhead folder. We could talk outside of this. I can add to you about like 15 people to your dickhead folder. The best is when they're dicks, but then they come up to you and like, we love you on this show. And like the fact that you could just pull up your dickhead folder and be like,
oh yeah,
sometimes that's crazy.
I'll go in and I'll post the picture of them with me smiling under the comment that they talk shit about. I don't care.
Wow. Come on. You're that good. You figure it all out. Like I get dizzy after a while. I'm like, I don't have time for this fucking shit.
It's people in my circle, it's people that I know in my area. So if I run into them, I could call them right out on their shit.
Well, I love it. See, that's the way to be. Danielle's like, don't mess with me, guys. I got you right in the dickhead folder. And that's going to be that. I mean, speaking of like housewives and this whole reality TV thing, was there anything that you ever like cringed about or like wanted out of the show or tried to get out of the show?
Yes, and it had to do with you. So we
with
were
me?
In the studio. Yeah, it was when we were doing that post-show thing. I was with Jen, and we were talking, and like, I was being really catty, and I had said, yeah, well, Melissa got an outfit from me, and she never paid me for it. And Jen was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And it was so against everything I would say. And I got in the car and I called the producer immediately. And I was like, listen, I never asked you guys to remove anything. Please remove that because that's just not me. And like, I don't care about that. Okay. Sure as shit. It aired. It came out. And the minute it came out, my phone goes, tick, and you Venmo'd me the money. I was like, mother. And you Venmo'd
I was like,
me.
how's that, bitch? There's your 30 bucks,
I know.
bitch.
I know. Exactly my point. And I'm like, oh, God, why did I do that? You know why? I was
so
going to talk
funny.
about the plastic hangers of it all. And
I was trying to make a little clean drama. I'm like, we can fight over the hanger. Like, I always try to find like things like that instead of like your husband cheated on you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, let's fight over the fucking plastic hangers. Let's do that.
Listen, unless the husband did cheat on you. And if the husband did cheat on you and you're coming into our territory, we're going to talk about it. But if the husband didn't cheat on you and we make that's not cool. But we could do that too.
True. Yeah. But I love that was your one thing you wanted out. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I think
one thing.
Oh my God. So there's always a cringy moment, but you know what? I love the fact that you heard the little ding and there goes the Venmo. Boop. There it is.
You actually put a heart too. You like Venmo me with a heart. And I was like, oh shit, she's fucking giving it to me right now.
Hell yeah. I should have Venmo'd you with like the kissy face. Here you go, doll. Here's your 30 bucks.
Deserved.
Oh God. One of the hardest parts of getting older is feeling like something's wrong with your body, but not really knowing what. Everything just feels off, right? So I've come to realize it's not just aging, it's hormones, guys. Women's hormones are so complex, and if anything goes off balance, the whole body suffers. That's why I want to tell you all about Happy Mammoth's Hormone Harmony. Hormone Harmony is a herbal formula that fine-tunes the hormonal system like a musician tunes a guitar. It doesn't just help with estrogen and testosterone, it helps with stress hormones such as cortisol, a little troublemaker that can help contribute to weight gain, among other things. Happy Mammoth, the company that created Hormone Harmony, only uses science-backed ingredients that have been proven to work for women. They don't compromise when it comes to quality, and it shows. The results are so impressive. There's over 40,000 reviews on their website. Women cannot stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. That's because Hormone Harmony can help with such a wide range of problems. Hot flashes and night sweats, racing thoughts and low moods, poor sleep and lack of energy, occasional bloating and gas, no desire to be in bed with someone, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Hormone Harmony can help with all of those things. According to a survey, 86% of women started losing weight. 77 say it improved their mood, and the biggest benefit, 100% of the women surveyed said they're feeling like themselves again. And that, my friends, is priceless. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code Melissa at checkout. That's Happy Mammoth, happy, MAMMOTH.com. This episode of On Display is brought to you by Booking.com. Yeah. Every time I use Booking.com to find a place to stay in the U.S., I know they'll have exactly what I'm looking for. They have a huge variety of options from hotels to vacation rentals, and I'm always able to find something that fits my specific needs. I found that Booking.com has something for everyone. Guys, Joe and I use Booking.com quite often, especially when it comes to just finding a quick getaway for the weekend. It's so easy to find the exact place that you want to stay in. Patio, check. Pool, check. Close to the coffee shop, check. No matter who you are, Booking.com helps you find the stay that's absolutely right for you. So check them out and find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. Booking.yeah. What do you think, honestly? And this is not, now we're saying that you and I, none of us know what's going to happen, right? On the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We don't know. The truth is we don't know. Everyone keeps asking us. We don't have any answers, guys. We really don't know. The one thing I do believe I do know is that I do believe it'll come back. I believe it will be a hybrid, right? I believe there'll be some new, some old. I'm not saying these are facts. These are what I personally think are going to happen. I think there will be some new, some old. I do not think they're going to revamp the whole show. I think they, they tried that once. I don't think they're going to do that. And I think we can say we know that it's not going to film until 2026. Like, it's not happening this year.
I don't know about that.
That's my guess. I'm going to say not this year.
I think whatever they do is going to air in 2026.
Well, that would be very nice. If they could even film us the beginning of 2026, turn that over by the end, that would be great. But that's just my opinion. What do you think is going to happen?
I think that they needed to take a pause. I think they needed the audience to breathe a little bit, and for everybody to breathe a little bit. And distance makes people forget. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to be as drastic as people are going to think. I think they're going to get rid of 3 people. I hope they bring on young, stupid money, because I could have fun with that all day. I think sprinkle in some old school fun Jersey vibes, but I don't think it's going to be that drastic. I think we obviously don't want to see the same story again. I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to sit there and try to talk to you and her and I don't want to do it. It's not fun.
No. I think whatever is happening, we will be separated. Like, that's not going to happen again. I mean, how? We tried that already. It didn't work.
It's boring. I think with you, the beauty of you, like, let's just say 3 new people came on the show, right? The beauty with you is, they know you, and like Margaret, right? And even Dolores, but you guys have a human gene to you that it's like, I can hang with her. Some of the other ones, there was no human interaction. It was like playing in a game outside the game. And
Yes.
you couldn't connect. And it was like, oh, I just want to have dinner. Like, we playing chess game right now because I just want to have dinner, and you have that capability.
Dinner.
So
She wants to have dinner.
dinner.
I love how you say dinner.
When somebody's too good, it's like they're always going to look at them because there's no connection. They're going to look at them like the person that they've seen on TV for, 100 years. And it would never work. But you don't give off that vibe.
Well, thank you. I try to be relatable and down to earth and someone who like accepts change. Like some people just can't get off their high horses, or they can't accept change, or they can't invite new people in, or they're almost insecure to have the change because then it means like you're not, or that I'm not the head honcho anymore, or whoever, and it's like, no, it's actually, that's how we move forward in life. That's how we keep things interesting. That's how, you got to keep story moving. It can't be just the same 10 things over and over and over and over in the same lines. Like, someone banged my head against the wall. So over it,
The problem is with our show, we're an ensemble cast. So you have 7 or 8 or whatever many of us, huge personalities. We're all going to like want that moment to like have our own personalities. But the smart one is like, I'm going to let each one of these boards have their own personality because what I'm going to do outside of this show will set me apart from everybody else. And I think when you have nothing outside of the show and it's just the show, you will go to the depths of hell, which is what we've seen, to try to take everybody else down around you. When in reality, It should be like, hey, I'm going to show up. We're going to do our thing, make a great show. But once those cameras go down, my real work starts,
Right. No, and you couldn't have been more on point with what you said. Like, I don't think I've ever expressed it like that before. But when you just said, like, even when you're just going to dinner, right? That you're still in a game of some sort, because the dinner's not really just friends hanging out at dinner. It's kind of like, it's a conversation about what's going to happen, or like you can never just chill, which keeps it very unauthentic and very much so like about the show 24/7. And it's very hard to create a true, genuine like girlfriend and friendship with people who are like, listen, even when the cameras aren't on, we're talking to you about what's going to happen when we are on. That is what kills it. And that's what did kill it, quite frankly, for the last couple years. It was a game. It was a constant like game, and it was the Hunger Games. And it was like, no, like even there was a couple times where I fell for it, and I had been to dinner. I went to dinner with Jen one time, and everything was supposed to be, but the whole dinner was about, so when we get to the reunion, I was like, oh no, like I don't take orders, and I don't want to hear any of this. Like, I want to order my steak medium, and I don't want to discuss the show, So that was rough. And I think you experienced a lot of that.
Yeah, and that's not, to me, reality TV. I love old school reality TV where the cameras go up and you just do your thing. That's why in a world, if we ever go back up again and like new people come on, I don't want to know them. I don't want to know about them until I'm introduced to them. If I don't know, like one of you guys, whatever, I don't want to look into them. You just got to go. Storylines will form if it's authentic and you could carry it. When you have to do what was done, and I witnessed it, I backed out of that bitch like this. I was like, I ain't doing that. But when you have to do that, you got nothing left in the tank. Hang it up.
Right. It's true. And there's all the planning and plotting and plotting. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, do you guys ever sleep? First of all, I don't know how you do anything else. Like, I have a lot of businesses to run here. Like, believe me, I'm not planning shit. I can barely figure out what I'm doing today because the list is like jammed, So God bless. And hopefully I'm as excited as you for exactly what you just said, which is like, if that happens, if either of us are asked back or whatever it is, I'm excited for new and like different. And I agree with you on meeting them for the first time and like, who are you? And let me make my own judgments. And that's fun and exciting and like funny Jersey, like, please, from our mouths to God's ears, right?
Yeah. That's what I thought I was coming into. I was like, oh, they obviously want me because I'm like, super fun in Jersey. And then when Nate and I watched season 12, I will never forget this. I sat up in the bed and I was like, you want to do this? You want to do this? Like, this is, but I was, oh, they want fun. We want to be fun. I'm like, all right, I could do that. But I feel like the wind was knocked out of my sails,
Right.
and I couldn't really be myself because I was always like, and,
Oh yeah.
with so
No,
much
that
more
was the
fun.
roughest. I feel bad actually. You and Rachel both came on like it was rough. I mean, it was always rough, but like you came on a time that it got to the point of like there were sides. Like there was no being friendly with everyone. It was just, unless you're Dolores.
Yeah.
Are you watching her right now on Traitors? Are you watching
Yes.
Traitors?
Yeah.
I feel like her skills of that are kind of going right into Traitors, because I feel like she's staying pretty quiet on there and she's just listening. Do you notice that? Like she's using that technique of like, not like, she's just listening and like, and staying out of the fray so that no one gets to that table and says like, okay, Dolores said that you said that and this, like, nobody comes at her. Like, and I feel like just
Great
watching, I'm
at
like,
it.
I think that's what she's doing,
Yeah. I wish I could be like that. I could never be like that in a million years. If I was on a show, I'd be like, it's me. It's me. I
Yeah.
can't go through with this anymore. It's me. Like, she's just, that's her, her strength.
Her strength for sure. And like, I look at that show too, like two ways. Like if you were to get on it, you either can do that and kind of just like fizzle by and maybe you'll end up winning at the end or getting the big prize or the extra money, whatever it is. But I feel like like you would rather come on and be like, no, I want to like I want to make a name. I'm on this show. Like I want to talk and I want to like, I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. You can kind of play that game either way because you can use it more for like a platform for people to really hear you and get like, know your personality, or you can stay sly and kind of get by and try to win it all, which everybody's trying to win the money,
I don't think I'm sly. I don't think I'm sly like that at all, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know how I'd be on any other type of like game show, this, that. Like your Housewives in Paradise there. No, thank you. I can never do that shit.
The Housewives, what's it called? The girls trips.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Bachelor in Paradise. Housewives of Paradise. I don't want to do it. Don't even offer it to me. Not doing it.
Oh my God. You would do it. If they offered you, you wouldn't go with a bunch of the girls from the other cities? Really? You would be good at that. I mean, it's a lot. It's hard. It's hard in a certain way, but it's also, I don't know. I actually enjoyed it because you get to like hear all of their situations and their stories, but I don't even know if they do that anymore. I feel like they don't even do those Housewives in Paradise anymore.
They're doing a Housewives dating show. That one looks fun.
Yeah. Wait, if you were on Traitors, do you think would you rather be a faithful or a traitor? Like what would you hope to be if you were on the show?
I want to be a traitor.
Yeah. I feel like you get more play that way, right? You're like in the game all day, every day if you're a traitor.
I like that. That's like acting. I would love that.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm like, the Traitors are the actors of the show because they need to be in every room making sure they don't slip. How do they don't slip? I don't know. I always think somebody's.
I didn't watch the last one. Why was that girl crying under a table?
So I didn't see it either. I'm up to that episode, so I need to see that. The one I like how she makes all the funny faces and licks her lips all day. Like I could watch her all day because I just think she does all these quirky, funny like things she does. But I need to watch that episode. I'm actually going to watch that tonight. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, she's like sobbing.
Imagine an app designed to make you use it less. Seems counterproductive, no? Well, Apartments.com's instant alert feature works exactly that way. Instead of scanning rental listings a million times a day, simply set and forget your search to whatever you're looking for in a place and let Apartments.com do the rest. From pet-friendly apartments to balconies to in-unit ACs, Apartments.com's powerful search tools let you know when your perfect combination of features you're seeking is listed. So you don't have to power through rental descriptions one by one. With more rental listings than anywhere else, Apartments.com's instant alerts mean you can spend less time online looking for the perfect place and more time doing you. And apartments.com has more than just apartments. They have all kinds of homes, from houses to townhouses to condos to apartments and everything in between. They've helped millions of renters find their perfect place to live, the ones that check off all their own personal boxes. So check it out. Apartments.com, the place to find a place. But anyway, jumping off from all this TV stuff, talk to me about you. What are you working on right now? How are the businesses going? And I also want you to give my listeners like a little advice on just women in business. I feel like, first of all, you and I connect really well on that. I feel like we're both really hard workers, right?
Yeah.
Go-getters. There's not a lazy bone in your body. You try, you work hard. Talk to me about, first of all, what you're working on. And I want you to give a little advice to any of my listeners out there who want to do not necessarily just entertainment, but just anything they're reaching for. Because I feel like you're big on like move forward, keep trying, keep striving to like do something new.
Yeah. And I'll start with the advice before I go to what's going on. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And even being on a big television show or this, that, it means nothing. I'm in my office every day working my ass off, still emailing like, hey, can I have 5 minutes of your time? Like, it is not easy, and it is not an overnight success thing. And my businesses still haven't even hit. I feel like it's like right here. I hope this is the year that it all comes into fruition, because Bougie Kids, I'll be open 7 years. And I still, like, this year I've been really focusing on, I have a really great concept. I started another line, and I want to do something fun, but I want to get into a major retail store, and I want that to happen. And that's a ton of work. And in that area, no one gives a shit that I'm a housewife. It's all about business and dollars. So like, I'm still hustling with Bougie Kids. I also have shows that I love to create and produce, and not necessarily with me in them, just great concepts that I want to pitch to networks and be behind the scenes. I've always loved to do that. So I'm working on that. Then you have the content creations of things, making videos, like that video I did with spoofing on Jersey Mike's. Like I love doing that.
Wait, we need to talk about that for 2 seconds. Did you sit down and like get a pen and paper out and friggin' write down like, okay, this is the skit. Like, it's a skit. You made, if anyone missed this, you guys.
I have the script framed. I do. I enjoy that so much. It's beautiful when schmucks give me content on a silver platter. I'm like, this is great. I could just go off of this. But I wrote a script. I had the Scarlata boys, who come in, and
yes,
we filmed that in 2 hours, and I just had the vision of it. I knew what I wanted to do, and it was like made me the happiest. Things
did
like
that give you some type of satisfaction? Like that was for your own satisfaction in some which way.
I had a couple of things that was my own satisfaction. That's how I like to win. You know what I mean? I don't want to go through people on the blogs, and because I could do that all day. I've had people try to come and hurt me. I could be like, yo, can you just release this receipt? Can you just release this that I did pay the bitch? Like, can you just do that? But that's so stupid. You know what I mean? I'd rather win like that, or legally.
That's a better way to win. That's a better way to win, because you have no guilt with that. You're not feeling like you're hurting anyone. You're making people laugh, and you're still showing like, I was right. I fucking won. And that's that.
Yeah. So like, don't fuck with me, or else I'll make a video about you. Do you remember the video I did with Nate, where he was like naked right after she said something about my husband's chest? We did
yes. That doesn't bother him, right? He's cool with that. He doesn't care what she says.
Oh, no one cares what she says. But those things they did. They were like, he was thinking that at the time.
Of course.
They were saying it, because she had her people planting it in the things, and he was like, damn, you hear somebody say your worst, most insecure things about you, and you hear it out loud. It's almost like it validates it. Like if someone else thinks it, then it's real. Oh, it's not easy.
It's true. If you're thinking something about yourself, and then someone comes out there, and you know what they say, like, believe what people say to you when they're mad, because that's what they've been dying to say to you. When they're angry, whatever they say is with how they really feel, and they've been dying to tell you that.
Dying,
So,
I know.
and that's a fact. I feel like that's a fact. I feel like
it is.
that's why I got, whore, it's like, we know, we
Oh,
got
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, she had to get that out. She had to get that out.
Oh
She
my
always thought to do
God.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think I had a conversation with her that didn't have you or your husband's name in it. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
And that's sad. It's just, that's so exhausting. My God,
I was like
exhausting.
this. Half the time I was like this.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yep. 1000%. I got you.
Oh, I know.
And can you just vouch, because I know people probably think it's opposite. It wasn't the same when I talked to you on the phone or when we went to dinner.
Never.
It's a very different conversation.
Never.
Yeah.
Never,
'cause it's
ever,
like,
ever. You and I connected right away. That's why I was so sad that I got lumped into all that shit, because I think you and I, which I always knew we'd kind of vibe once you got to know me and know what kind of person I am, and it just and too, when I first started really trying to get friendly with you again, I really didn't come at you and talk shit about those two. I held my tongue the whole season. I was not talking shit. I just genuinely enjoyed your friendship and the other girls. I was getting to really know you guys. There was no conniving.
right.
I didn't need
No,
to.
you really did it. I was disappointed a little at one point, because you are I've always been the fun girl on the show, right? I've always been the drinker on the show. I've always been the one who will cocktail, and if we go on a girls trip, I'm wild, I'm fun. That's me, right? So I was excited to have someone like you who, watching your Instagram and all of that, I'm like, oh, she's going to be the fun girl with me. I have someone who will take a shot with me, who's going to drink with me, who likes to dance like me. And even when you and I did, we got asked to do a couple restaurant appearances together. We did Seaside Heights together. We have so much fun. We don't sit there and talk shit about anyone. We dance all night. We drink, we have fun, we have a girls' night, and that's it. And so that's why I think you're valuable to the show. And I thought it was awesome to kind of have someone on. And a lot of that got in the way of us having fun, because it was you have a wall up, because you can't connect with someone who's on the wrong side, right? Or it just wasn't working. And I was mad about it. I'm like,
yeah, but you didn't know me very well. Here I was, this I came on. You're probably like, oh, she wants to be on TV and she's friends with Teresa. I'm gonna, and it was not even like that. But my first season, I was also very much involved with everybody that was doing all the shit. So
right.
I didn't know what. I never couldn't think for myself until I got out of that. Until I was like, I don't want to be with you anymore, and I'm backing out of doing business with you and dealing with you. You guys are not my vibe. And, me and you kind of got to that. I was the first year. Whew,
it was rough. You had to figure out all the, it ruffles feathers. The first year's never easy. And then you can come back in and be like, wait a second, I see clearly now. Hold on. And luckily, like you said before and how you explained, Margaret, myself, Dolores, we are the type of people who, we know everybody's human, and we give a second chance, and we talk, and we figure it out, and we listen. And it's and I think that's why the show can evolve, right? And that's why the show can work, hopefully, eventually. And, we'll see what happens. But, I just I've always appreciated the way that you and I can have fun together, and that you'll kind of you're not someone that I've known forever. And I tell this to people all the time. A lot of my friends and family, my cousins, my sister, they followed you on social media. Yeah. Before I knew who you were. And they're like, oh, this girl supposedly maybe going to be on the show. I'm like, why do you follow her? Who is she? What is this? And they followed you because they thought you were funny. Yeah, they thought you were funny. So I'm like, oh, good. I'm going to have someone to vibe with. And then that all kind of didn't happen. They were even upset. They're like, why? What is happening? I'm like, I don't know.
The beauty of your family is that you are this, you're the not to everybody in your family, don't take offense to this, but you're like the shiny trophy, right? But your family, they're all shiny, but they're so cool and they're real, and like there's nothing pretentious about this. And like your sister will post a shirt in Shein, and I'm like, I got that shirt too. Thank you for posting that shit. Like, and that's the stigma that comes along with being a housewife, is that shit is that's a no. But your family is like just real, like genuine love, nothing but love. And even when we were going through our shit, your mother would be like, hi. And I'm like, oh my God, you hate me? Like, I would think your sisters want to fight me in the back, because that's what, if I had sisters, that's what they would probably want to do. But they're just the best. And I think that gives you that wholesomeness, right? Because you could have this big name, you're Melissa Gorga, but like at the same time, you're with your family every chance you can get. And I tell you this all the time, you're so lucky to be doing these things and have that family to gift. And you guys are just really all so awesome. Really.
Thank you. So. That's very sweet. Thank you for saying that. And I agree. I'm very lucky. They're awesome. They're all so awesome. Danielle, thank you so much for coming on today. I got you on the podcast. By the way, my listeners were telling me that you hadn't been on the podcast. So I'm so happy. I wish you luck in everything you're doing right now. Let's keep putting that good, like, juju out there. Like, we're going to come back to the show. It's going to be all good. We're going to have fun. We're going to change it up. I believe in like manifestation. Don't you? I feel like you're a manifester. Don't you manifest?
I got a whole board. Okay. I'm working on.
That's right. Oh my God.
And the VMAs is on it. We better go next year.
Oh my God. Okay. Should we tell this story real quick before I let you go? So Danielle and I were invited to the VMAs was over the summer, and we had already booked what was it? It was like a restaurant appearance of some sort that we committed to. And, we were invited to the VMAs. Now, mind you, I felt more bad for Danielle in this situation than myself, because I've been there 4 times. And
how many times did you go? Weren't you on it? Weren't you fucking on it?
Yeah, I presented at it, and I've been to it like maybe 3 other times. I've been there a couple times, right? So, but I love it. It's I love it. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So, it's always like a fun night. So I was like so bummed. We were bummed that we had to miss it, but we're good people and we're great business women. And when you make a commitment, you make a commitment. And the 2 of us went to the restaurant and did what we committed to do. And we loved meeting all the fans and doing the right thing. But I felt Danielle was literally, we were at the table like, if we get a jet, can we jet ourselves?
It was in Long Island. We were 2 hours away. It was not happening, but I like crossed off the V part on my manifestation board, because I was like, I got the invite, so that counts as something. Now I just have to, next year. Oh, next year it's on, and I'm presenting with Paulie D, and it's going to be a whole thing.
Oh my God, that is all you next year. See, that's what you got to put. Did you write that on your little board yet, or no?
Yes, I did. Okay. VMAs with Paulie. I was supposed to see Paulie over the weekend. I couldn't go. But
have you still not met this man? Have you still never met him?
Never met him.
Oh my
God.
Never
met him. And I'm friends with some of that. I never met him. Never met him. Did you meet him?
It's gonna. Yes. Yes.
I'm the redheaded stepchild of the Bravo network. I mean, really.
It's so funny. Yeah, he's great. It's gonna happen. You're friends with all his friends. But anyway, thank you for coming on display today. I always appreciate you. You're so much fun. I knew we'd have great conversation, and hopefully let's go to dinner. Let's plan dinner, and I will see you soon.
Yes. When Margaret gets back from Iwagaba, wherever she is,
Marrakesh or something. Yeah, we'll do dinner.
Okay.
You
got it.
Thanks, Danielle. Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao.
I'm Stassi Schroeder, and honestly, you never know who or what you might hear on my podcast, Stassi, because, well, I'm a little cray-cray.
One of the ways you know you have #grown is when you come to the realization that Carrie Bradshaw is kind of the worst person. I've had to explain to her that the fireplace grows so that Santa can fit in it. And now she's going to be like, well, there is no fireplace and we're in this hotel. And I'm going to have to explain to her, I don't know, he gets a hotel room key. Like all these things that you have to come up with. It's just kind of crazy. Should I bring a whistle to wherever I go?
Do you think that would be the thing to break the ice?
Whistle. Listen up. Every single one of us here is feeling some level of social anxiety. So let's just get on with it, okay? Take a fucking breath. Relax.
So please do me a fave. Listen, follow, rate, and review my podcast, Stassi, wherever you get your podcasts.
Pluto TV is the place for movie fans like me.
And TV fans like me.
They've got something for everyone, and it's totally free.
You can binge laugh-out-loud sitcoms like Frasier.
And rewatch cult classics like Higher Learning.
Whether you're in the mood to solve a little crime before bedtime with NCIS or Tracker.
Or curl up with a surefire hit like Forrest Gump.
Run, Forrest! Pluto TV has thousands of movies and shows, all for free.
Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Lowe's knows how to help you get the most out of your store run. That's why members save more with My Lowe's Rewards. Earn points towards My Lowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts. Plus, unlock free standard shipping when you reach Silver Key status. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Optimize your nutrition with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals are dietitian-approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences like Calorie Smart and Protein Plus. Factor's keto meals can help you lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks. Get started at factormeals.com/factor50off to get 50% off, plus free shipping on your first box. Weight loss with Factor Keto based on a randomized controlled clinical trial. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise.